Hello there, I'm Nejan and welcome to a new video. Finally back to London. VS fighting was a great experience, but you're gonna see that eventually in one video where I'm gonna talk a bit about the fighting game community. Don't know if it's gonna be the next one or in 2 videos, but definitely gonna sit down and do a proper job with that one. Try to record here a different video than usual. I'm doing a BRYAN guide. A lot of people ask you about that, and when I was playing casuals with some of you as well that I met over there, you asked me a lot about it, and I noticed that I actually know enough about this character to do a guide. But this is gonna be my only character guide you're gonna see. This is the only character I feel confident enough to do a character guide. Before I start, just please consider subscribe. It helps a lot the channel. We are I think around 550 by now, and yeah, the 1,000 subscriber milestone is over there. That's gonna be probably the one that's gonna bring a lot of change to the channel as well. Is I'm gonna really be able to start to invest something more into the channel. But soon you're gonna start to see little changes. I'm gonna probably start to stream very soon as well again. So yeah, a lot to come. Thank you to everyone that subscribed so far. Thank you to everyone that comes back and watching my video even if he's not subscribed. And please you guys consider just press the red button. I don't care about the bells, I don't want to bother you with notifications, you get already too many on your phone anyway. But if you subscribe, when you open YouTube, you see one of my new videos in the homepage and you might find it interesting. You don't have to look for it, you can just click it and enjoy some TEKKEN content. Thank you anyway. So, we're gonna discuss BRYAN. I have my notes here, so sometimes I'm gonna look on my screen on the left. I'm gonna try to don't make it too long, but when you do a TEKKEN character guide, there is always a lot of things involved. There are a lot of things to talk about, a lot of categories, so it's not gonna be a short video, but I'll try to keep it tight, even because it's the 4th time I'm recording this. So, without no further ado, BRYAN. BRYAN is a very unorthodox character. He doesn't have the classic down for 1, he doesn't have a classic while standing to punish. He relies mainly of controlling the middle board, the middle space on the range 2, like staying at this distance when he's here is when he's shine, and get his opponent with counter hits. And as I said, counter hits are his best move. No one counter hits harder than him. So his best countering moves are obviously 3+4, being -12 on block, -13 on block, but very hard to punish because of the pushback. Back 1 being incredible launcher for a crazy damage, and being +4 on block, setting up something like this. If your opponent press, you're gonna get launched. Forward 3 for a bit faster and up close counter hit launcher. And his new and best move in this game, quarter cycle back 1, which is basically Jin's Electric in Tekken 7, just with a bit slower recovery time. This is honestly his best move, and when you don't let the counter it with this move, you're gonna get a guaranteed follow-up as well. These are not the only counter it he has. This is my opinion are the fundamental These are the fundamental counter it he has. But he has stuff like 1-1, which is as well a counter it. Oh, sorry, not this one. Down to 3, that becomes a counter hit. Down forward to 3, that becomes a counter launcher. All of this stuff is counter launcher and is insanely good. Then you have moves that don't guarantee you. They don't guarantee you a launch into counter hit, but they guarantee your follow up. Quarter cycle back 2 into 4 into soccer kick. That's one of those. And yada. But basically what you want to do with this character is keep your distance, get the timing of your opponent and counter hit him and destroy him for 1,000,000 damage. He has one of the best combos and probably the second best combos, and I would like to say one of the best wall carries, but after the patches, the wall carry is not probably the best compared to others, but it's still incredibly good. Where BRYAN really as well excels is at the wall. At the wall, this guy is insane. He becomes an S tier character. He's a very solid character. He's like A tier, but on the wall, he becomes S tier. Let me just take off the counter hit. So at the wall he gets access to insane frames and things like back 4 becoming basically a natural launcher at the wall for a guaranteed jet upper, and just generally his pressure at the wall, especially because of his oh, I removed the hit. Why did I remove the hit? Especially because of his install that he gets access in it for infinite, for limitless time until you are in it. You get as well access to a guard break, which is insanely good. But we're gonna get more into the detail of this later on. Now, BRYAN excels and wants to play a distance and defensive gameplay because his moves are not very fast. Therefore, his punishes are kind of good because of his launcher, but not as great actually on the lower frames on the standing. His crunchy punishes instead are very good in my opinion. So as 10 frame punish, you get access to 3 options. The first one being 1-4, which is probably your best punish, is a high, it's -7 on block and is +4 on hit, 19 damage. This is probably your most reliable source of 10 frames punishes. Another option you have is just 1-2, not much damage, 13 damage. But you get a crazy +8. Basically, you can easily do 1-2 into 3+4, and I guarantee you, you're gonna clip someone pressing because after 1-2, people may want to press. It doesn't look like that intimidating move like something, for instance, something like this that blocks you for +4, but you even get better frames. And the last one that you have is 2-3. It's -10 on block, but it pushes back a bit. It's +6 on it. It's 24 damage, but it pushes your opponent far away. So unless you're playing against someone like Warang and Steve, so you don't wanna you're really afraid to stay down here, and you wanna push them away. 1-4 is gonna be your most reliable 10 frame punish. Other punish 12 frames, you get 4-3. +2, 27 damage, and -10 on block. Honestly, not a great punish. You're rather gonna use this one to get better frames, but it's good as well if you wanna get some damage or if you wanna finish your opponent with some Taunt setup. 13 frame punish, he has actually won in this game into up 3-3, up 2-2-2-3, which gets announced when he gets his snake which gets announced when he gets his snake eyes and he gets 2 extra follow-up. Even this one, in my opinion, is not a great punish. Damage is not insanely good. It's just 1 damage extra than 4-3. It's good just to wall splat your opponent, but the distance is kind of wacky. You need to be not too close to the wall, but not too far. So it's very difficult to use this reliably to wall splat your opponent. So as you can see, his punish so far, it doesn't look that great, but on 14 frames is where he starts to shine. Jet upper uppercut, 14 frames, full launcher, full combo. And these guys, this is one of the best punishes that there is in the game. It's a high, so it can be docked. It's obviously safe on block, but it's -7, so you give away your turn. There is a 14 frame. If you don't time it correctly, it might come out at 15 frames. So the best thing you can do is learning obviously when you can punish whatever is -14 and try to buffer this move as soon as you can, so that the move is gonna come out all the times at 14 frames. For his crouch punishes, he has the classic while standing 4, he has a while standing 3, which is very good and is a very fast, probably his fastest country launcher. And as well, he has a 13 frames, down forward to 3, down forward to 1, full crouch down forward to 1 for 37 damage, wall splat for a million, or a full combo and a million damage. It's a crazy good crazy good punish that got added in Tekken 7 Season 3. And then you get his 15 frames while raising 1, which is a great classic launcher. And you get as well his iconic Tekken 3 Fisherman Slam with while raising 2. It has a perfect frame. It's not a perfect frame, but you get a kind of frame perfect blue spark version of this, inputting forward 2 at the right timing, and you get 5 more damage. The problem, as you can see, your opponent is gonna be with your head towards you, so you need to learn different combos. Apart from that, this launcher is absolutely insane. But be aware as well, is gonna switch side, so you wanna learn to play right side. And in general, you wanna learn to play right side. That's it for these punishers. Crouch punishers are great. Standing punishers are okay until you get to 14 frames, and then they become insanely good as well. Another thing that BRYAN excels with is mental frames. So BRYAN frames are not as great. BRYAN frames are either very good with something like back 1, or something like Quadricicle back 3, which is his actual kick, and you get 4+4+5 frames, which is basically when you can start to set up your counter and get your damage. The problem is that other moves for BRYAN are, as you can see, they don't have the best frames. No, maybe even on it, you get just a +1 out of this. So what BRYAN wants to do is trick you with mental frame. BRYAN has a lot of moves that are delayable. You see, like this one, like this one, like this one is cancelable, this one is delayable, you know, and you want to trick your opponent to press while he thinks that you're not going to continue the strings, and then counter it him. That's basically BRYAN gameplay. That's what you want to do. His lows are not as great. Your best low poke is probably down 4 when you're up close. Is 15 frames neutral on it, but he's minus 11 on block. You have as well down back 3. Doesn't do a crazy amount of damage, but it's gonna go down, it's gonna go below highs, which is very good. For this range, his best low is, and he's actually is just general best low, is his archer kick, +5 on it, minus 13 on block, but again, he sets up for a lot of pressure. He hits from a very nice distance. You really need to learn, with BRYAN, you really want to learn to input your quarter circle. This is very important with BRYAN. And this being your best archer kick is your best low to open up your opponent, because otherwise they're just gonna be very patient and block mid and high against you, because like this they're not gonna get countered. Obviously, archer kick has counter utilities, and it gives you a guaranteed soccer kick after. If I can input it. I cannot input anything today. Here we go, guaranteed soccer kick, very good, very strong. BRYAN as well has access to an install, which is Snake Eyes. He can access to it in 3 ways. One is by finishing his Taunt animation, which it never happens in game. The other one is by using this Rising Knee, which can be input by up forward 3+4, or it can be input as combo extension and combo bound as back 3 forward 2 4. And it's gonna look like something like this, and you get that, and you can still finish in the combo. This is a very basic combo. I'm not doing staple combos in this moment. And as well, there is another way you can activate the hit that probably someone still don't know, even if they've been playing BRYAN for a while. And it's with his parry. It's basically is 3+1 parry. It's a very small window, but if you parry something and then you input forward 2, you get a kind of Mach Punch. It does a bit of damage. It walls plus as well. It's a very difficult move to place, but when you place it, it's very good, but it's very hard to place. But as well, as you see, if you parry, it gives you Snake Eyes, which is very good. When you get Snake Eyes, you get access to 4 powered up move. One being your powered up wall combo of 13 frame punish, and it's gonna look like something like this. There we go, you get 100 damage. This is very good. Another one is gonna be your super Mach Punch, which does a million damage on chip, it does a million damage on it, and it does 1,010,000 damage on counter it. The best property of this move is that on counter it, like this, he has a kind of power crush utility. It's like a parry, he absorbs a hit, and if your opponent doesn't hold back, he gets you as well a guaranteed, it gets a guaranteed follow-up. But as well, if you trade, it does way more damage. I'm trading now. Here we go. If your opponent doesn't roll back, it doesn't hold back, it's not gonna roll back, and you get a guaranteed soccer. Very, very good move. And the last move he gets an extension on his forward to 1 string. It's forward to 1 string, it's usually forward to 1/4. If you are in Snake Eyes, you can get this string here, which is forward to 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, forward to 1, 2, 3, 2. The great thing of this string is that is -10 with pushback, so basically only Jack and maybe the bears can punish it. And it's very delayable. And it's still guaranteed. Sorry. Oops. You can delay it as much as you can, and it still is a natural combo. Delaying it is gonna make your opponent press as well, so you're gonna get more damage. If you hit only with the last hit, it's gonna wall splat as well if you're at the wall. Crazy, 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 crazy good move, and is probably most important at the on the middle ranks like red and purple. His power up on Snake Eyes is gonna be an extension for 3+4 with 3+4 2, which is a natural combo on it. Is -1 on block, so it's very good frame. But if they block the second hit and you fully charge it, because you can fully charge it, you're gonna... Sorry. Oh no, I have to do this. You're gonna wall break for a nice chunk of damage. So it's very, 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 very good. Very good. And to just be aware, people might try to sidestep this. If they sidestep and you fully charge, you are dead, because it's very linear. And if you instead just don't charge it and they try to sidestep, you're gonna clip them and you're gonna wall splat them. The best way to counter this is usually to try to jab interrupt or use a fast move to react to the charge attack and stop it there. These are his Snake Eyes. These are his Snake Eyes enhancement. So let's talk about heat. As heat engagers, his best heat engagers are Potosico 4-1+2, which is -9 on block. Sorry. Down back 1+2, which is now -9 on block. Mac Punch, which is 4-4-2, which is -9 on block, but this one is a high, so it can be ducked. Sidestep 2-1, which is a natural combo and is delayable as well, so if your opponent blocks, you can delay it. It's -5 on it, but it's a high and everyone is gonna duck it. Everyone knows that you have to duck the string, and be aware that sometimes the tracking on this move is kind of weird. It's absolute 0, and if they do very moves that with a lot of forward movement, like Demon Paw against you, and you sidestep and try to whiff punish with a sidestep 2-1, they might just whiff and go away. It is inconfirmable, but it's so hard. I honestly, I cannot consistently confirm this move because it's very, very, very hard. And his last hit engager is 1-2-4 string, which is a very nice hit engager. Is a natural combo on counter it. So on counter it, you're gonna get on counter it, you're gonna get your hit engager for 38 damage. When BRYAN is in it, it doesn't get much. It's not that different that his normal version. With the main difference being his Snake Eyes doesn't expire, and is always active. So you can see here, you can throw 3 Super Mac Punch plus a 4th one, because when you finish the hit, you still retain your Snake Eyes, and 4 Mac Punch on block. So 4 enhanced Mac Punch is almost half-life of chip damage, like 3rd life in chip damage. But basically that's the best thing that BRYAN has access into hit. As well, his Mac Punch becomes a launcher, his forward one is a QCF 1+2 becomes a launcher, his sidestep 2-1 becomes a full launcher, a crazy good full launcher. And is down back 1+2, it doesn't become a launcher. Instead, it just gives you it just gives you a guaranteed follow-up for some damage. So yeah, that's basically BRYAN in it. The only last thing to cover is his hit smash. His hit smash is 16 frames, and there is a specific reason for that, and we're gonna cover it later. And is a low crash, which is very good. It does 55 damage, which is very good, and he ground breaks, he floor breaks. So it is overall a very good hit smash. It's not one of the best by any means, shape or form, but is definitely on the higher side. Definitely on the higher side. So the last thing to talk about BRYAN on the offensive point of view is Taunt. His Taunt, instead of being just a provocation, is actually an unblockable move. And it's very important. So what happens with his Taunt is it's a 28 frame move, mid, unblockable, that gives you a plus, sorry, you cannot see it. Oh, it doesn't show. It doesn't show. Oh, it gives you a plus 16 frame advantage. And it's a real plus 16 frame advantage. Which means that after you hit with the Taunt, everything that is 16 frame or slow or faster can be pressed, and is gonna guarantee be hitting the opponent. Like, this is gonna be the one of the most common you will see. It's quite simple to do. Forward 3, you get 27 damage, and counter it now. You get 27 damage, and it's a great combo ender because it's very simple to do if you get your nice setup. Obviously, things you can do. Things you can do are like the forward 2-1 string. This is a bit more tight, at 15 frames. You need to be. Okay, I got it. Oh, come on. Here we go. On being on 15 frames, but this is very good. Probably of the 3 strongest moves you can use with Taunt, the easiest to learn is Taunt Hit Smash. Taunt Hit Smash is very simple in my opinion. It's a frame perfect button, but if you have your hit button set, it's literally one button to press at the right time, and you will always get it. And this is gonna help you so much with BRYAN, so much. After that, your Taunt move are gonna be, oh yes, first try. It's gonna be the back 4-1, which is crazy good, because at the wall it guarantees you a jet upper follow-up. And obviously the infamous, which I cannot do. I cannot even get close to do, Taunt jet upper, which basically looks like, I'm just gonna take off the block just to give you an idea of how it looks, but this is not by any means, shape or form a Taunt jet upper. So it's gonna look like something like this, but this is not a Taunt jet upper, but basically, so you have forward, neutral, and back +2, which is a 3 frame perfect input back to back. And is incredibly difficult. It's arguably the hardest move to do in Tekken. Most people say, and I agree with them, is the second hardest technique to do in Tekken after with his Wire Rising into Perfect Electric from Kazuya. But is up there with that. Is up there with that. It's so incredibly difficult, you need to be so fast, and I think on a hitbox is probably a bit harder as well. But this is Taunt jet upper. Do you need Taunt jet upper to be a strong BRYAN player? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's the cherry on the cake if you want to be a strong, solid BRYAN player. You settle with this, and you settle with this, and you settle with this. You have those 3, and then you try to get your back 4 solid. I cannot do it anymore, I did it earlier. You try to get your back 4 solid. I don't have the back 4 very reliably, as you can see. And then you are set with your Taunt, honestly. To get a Taunt set up, what you want to do is basically do a shorter wall combo that is usual. So with BRYAN, your wall combos are always gonna be ending up with something like something like this, but then you don't get a good tone setup. Instead of doing that, do something like this. You can do something like this, like or something like this, and then you get your tone set up. If you're gonna go for something like this one, okay, it's more reliable, but if you're gonna go for something like this, you see that your opponent is gonna stand up too fast for you to actually get the taunt. How to defend against BRYAN? What are his weakness point? His weakness point are basically frames are not great, and as well is linearity. BRYAN is a very linear character. Usually you're gonna notice if you play BRYAN as well, you're gonna get sidestep a lot. The best way to avoid sidestep is if you're up close, is 1 plus 2 2 or 1 plus 2 1. 1 plus 2 2, this one. Oops. It can be extended in a combo usually. There we go. And it's very good to track up close. Just be aware that first, sometimes the hit smash is the hit burst is not reliable, and it's minus 14, so it's very dangerous. Another way to defend from side-standing opponents, especially from mid-range, is this one, 4-4-4. Great tracking move, and does a nice chunk of damage. And it gives you guaranteed soccer kick, which is nice. But these are probably these are the best way to defend against a sidestepping opponent. And this is basically it, honestly, guys. There is not much to add. This is BRYAN in a nutshell. These are basically his core mechanics and what he does better and what he does bad. He suffers a lot from poking as well. You're gonna find one of the worst matchups is actually Nina. I still haven't found a way around that, honestly. I'm struggling a lot. But this is it. If you have more BRYAN questions, feel free to ask. If I know the answer, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to give it to you. But I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much, guys. I've been the Jan. You have been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.